and welcome back to my channel. I am a photographer and business coach based in Charleston, and this YouTube video is where I share educational content for entrepreneurs as well as a little peek of my life living in the low country. But today I want to talk to you guys specifically about senior portraits. I talk a lot about senior portraits on this channel because they were like the biggest thing that I did in my business at the beginning. I started my business when I was only 16 years old, which means naturally photographing my high school aged peers was like the perfect next step for me to help grow my business. But I've now become one of the leading senior photographers in the industry, teaching all about my posing and my client experience and all of the things that have allowed me to build my senior photography business to the place that it is now. And today I want to talk to you specifically about senior posing. I have a few videos on my channel talking about posing, and I even have a little bit of a behind the scenes at a real shoot on this channel, so I'll link some of that below if you're looking for more senior resources. But I want to talk today about getting stuck at your shoots with your senior posing. If you're watching this right now, I'm sure that you can like give a praise hands emoji and relate to this, because I very vividly remember at my first few senior sessions back in the beginning of my business, I would have a senior in like the most amazing light. She'd be wearing the cutest outfit, and I would panic because I would run out of poses. And so to stall and to earn myself some time, I would send her to the car or to the bathroom to change her outfit. And I would sacrifice that beautiful light and that adorable outfit so that I could scroll frantically through Pinterest and the parking lot and try to find some pose inspiration. And that always left me feeling really frustrated. And on top of that, I left my shoots not feeling confident, which means I didn't love my images near as much as I wanted to. And my clients didn't feel as comfortable in front of the camera, which heavily affects the way that they perceive their images as well. I actually would go as far as to say posing is the pillar of every single client experience. If your client has an amazing experience leading up to their shoot and even loves their images after the shoot, but you made them feel awkward or uncomfortable in front of the camera, that is the thing that they're going to remember. The clients will always remember the way that you made them feel when working in front of your camera. So the priority at every single shoot should be to make your client feel as comfortable and confident as possible in front of your camera. And this is even more important for senior portraits, because when we're talking about photographing a couple for an engagement session or a group of friends or a bridal party at a wedding, they have other people with them in front of the camera, right? They feel comfortable hanging out with their friends. They can laugh and giggle with their friends, and the awkwardness is a little bit less intense. But when you're posing by yourself in front of the camera as a senior, it's a little bit more pressure and a little bit more awkwardness, because you're standing all by yourself and you're like, what the heck do I do with my hands? So I have a strategy that I use in my business to make sure that I never run out of senior poses, because I just remember that feeling of being so frustrated with myself that I could not remember ideas for next poses, and I would just panic and freeze up and send my client to change her outfit or cut the shoot short. And I don't want that to happen for you at your senior session. So this strategy that I'm going to share with you not only makes my clients feel super confident and comfortable, but it allows me to get more variety at every single shoot. My galleries are overflowing with images by the end of a session because of the fact that I use this strategy to get more variety in my shoots. And it also allows me to shoot for less time. I don't have to guarantee 2 to 3 hours of shooting now, because I'm able to roll through poses so quickly that my clients never run out of poses. I never run out of ideas, and I can flow through faster and have a better client experience overall that doesn't take near as long. And that strategy is what I call the senior posing sequence. And what I mean by that is I mentally have a checklist of every piece of the senior posing sequence, so that if I run out of poses in one category or section of the sequence, I can move to the next and have a whole other set of poses to go through. And that way I know that I am never running out of ideas. And the senior posing sequence goes like this: sit, stand, lay, lean, and kneel. Those are the 5 categories of poses that I run through at every single senior session. And I actually have an online course all about this concept. It's called the Senior Business Course. It is an entire all-encompassing course about how I run my entire senior business and how I run my entire senior posing sequence. So I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about the concept today, but if you want to learn more, I'm going to link that course below just in case you're interested in learning like every single thing there is to know about this concept. But the sit, stand, lay, lean, kneel concept looks a little bit like this. When I show up at a senior session, I start with the simplest poses first. So I start with the standing sequence at the beginning. My client is standing, and I run through all of the different standing pose options. Here's kind of a visual of me running through the standing poses at a shoot. I'm doing things like hands on hips, hands crossed in front of their body, arms crossed in front of their body, things like that. Just the really simple standard poses, because I want my client to get really warmed up and feeling comfortable in front of the camera. And then we move into the seated poses. So there's a ton of different options of sitting poses, but those can look like quite a few different things. It can look like sitting crisscross applesauce in an open field. It can look like sitting on a set of stairs and doing a ton of variety of like her facing the camera versus her knees like pointed to the side versus like shooting really close up. There's so many different varieties of seated poses, but it opens up this whole different category of posing so that you never run out of options. And then after seating poses, I move into kneeling poses. This is like the smallest category, but it's some more editorial style poses of her like kneeling, crouching, sitting on her knees in the field, sitting kind of like cheerleader style with her knees tucked to the side. Lots of different pose variety there. And so it's sitting, standing, kneeling, and then I move into laying. So like kind of like those cheerleader poses you see of them like laying on the football field with their pom-poms. I'll do stuff like that. In an open field, I'll have them lay on their side, lay on their back. This helps a lot with foliage and really pretty florals that are like close to the ground. If you want to get your client's face really close to that to get that in the frame, laying poses are a great option for that. And then finally, I move into leaning poses. So leaning into a wall, leaning and facing an iron gate, leaning their back into some type of column or pillar. So much variety with leaning poses as well, but those 5 different categories allow me to move from like step 1 to step 2 to step 3 to step 4, and it allows me to never run out of ideas. And one of the best parts about this is that you can do this over again each time your client changes their outfit. So in outfit 1, we're doing all 5 categories of poses: sitting, standing, laying, leaning, kneeling. Then we're moving to outfit 2 and doing that all over again. And I think that photographers have this like misconception that they don't need to have a workflow for their poses, that they need to just be able to come up with them on the fly at a session. But the reality is we have workflows for every other area of our business. Why would we not want a workflow in a system in order to simplify our posing for ourselves? This allows me to get so much more variety at a session. So if you want to learn a little bit more about the strategy and the other pieces of the senior sequence, how I use this in an entire shoot, I'm going to link my full course below if you want to learn more about it. And I'm also going to link below my 5 go-to senior poses. It's a free download if you'd like to get access to that to see some of my favorite poses in action. But I really hope this video was helpful to you. I'm also going to link a full senior gallery so you can see how I implement everything we just talked about at a real session. But if you want to get more weekly education from me, I would love to have you subscribe to my channel. But until then, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.